Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. How are you over there, Christine?
I am well, and I'm so excited to be here. And thank you for having me on your show.
Well, thank you for being here. And I think that all of the viewers are going to be able to, and listeners, I did not forget you guys, the podcast listeners, all of the viewers and listeners today are going to really benefit from what we're going to be discussing. So I hope everybody's grabbing your virtual seats, letting us know where you're visiting in from. And we are ready to get ready for a wonderful episode. Christine, where are you located?
I'm in Vancouver, BC, Canada. And yes. And so it's I love it. It's an outdoor, I call it an outdoor city, it's running and, it's, the weather is nice. Not like a week ago where it was a snowstorm.
Okay, well, it's cold here in Charlotte, North Carolina is where I am. And so we've had like our first bout of snow and some ice and some sleet and stuff over the last few days, but I love it. I actually love Charlotte. I told people, hey, bury me in the red clay because I love the Charlotte area so much. But being in Vancouver, that's interesting. And so what's the biggest thing that you enjoy most about being in that area? Just the openness, outdoor environment? What?
Yes. I love it. I'm a runner and I love, running. And it's also, if you golf, you can golf basically all year round and running, run through the rain rather than the snow. I mean, I love snow, I'm originally from back east in Quebec. And so when the snow hit during the Christmas season, it was beautiful, making snowmans and snow angels. And it was really nice. So I think every season has something to offer. You embrace it.
Absolutely. And that's interesting you say that. Every season has something to offer. Let's embrace each of those seasons and go with the journey in that particular season. I'm actually talking about some of that in a book that I'm writing right now, and the importance of knowing the different seasons that we're in. And when we're in them, we have to endure that particular season, whatever comes. We can't predict the weather. We can't predict change in certain things that are out of our control. But at the end of the day, we still have to go through it, or we just can crumble and fall. And I don't want to do that, So.
No, and I think the positive attitude, right? Every day is a blessing. Every day is you wake up and it's a choice generally. And that's how my mindset usually is.
Well, interesting. I love it. I think we're going to have a great discussion. So I'm looking forward to it. And let's see people that are coming into the virtual studio audience. Make sure that you type your name and where you're visiting in from. And make sure you share this broadcast. Go ahead and share it with your friends, your family, your coworkers, people people that you don't even know, to make sure today we're talking about how to pursue your passion. And Christine Blancett is here to share her detailed tips with us on how she pursued her passion and some things that we can implement on our own journey. So as we get started, we're going to go ahead and introduce her, but I want to go ahead and take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to hear more about this wonderful guest that we have here today.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or ride share, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone. And we are back We are back with Christine Blancett, and I want to go ahead and formally introduce her to you all so you can know exactly who we're talking to here. She is actually a runner, a freelance writer, and she's the host of 2 shows. One is Run With It, and the other one is, I want to make sure I say it right, The Closing Act, which I love that name, The Closing Act and Run With It. She also is and deals with fitness, health, music, entertainment, you name it. This woman wears a plethora of hats, and she is going to be dropping some significant tips with us today. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show, Christine. Glad to have
you. Thank you for having me. And, behind me is Fearless. I don't know if you can, Fearless is like how I set myself. And in everything I do, I'd rather fail, at least I've tried. And I believe in the positive mindset that we were talking about at the beginning of the show. And yeah, I think what I do is I love what I do. I mean, it's not all glamour. It's
right.
it's hard work, as you know. It's a lot of hard work, but believing in yourself is really important, and just finding that passion that you really love, and which started in running. Kim, how it all began was I was a competitive runner. I mean, I still run, and if I medal, I medal. I don't care anymore, because
funny.
I've
When you say run, I know, because I mean you are like an official runner, and I'll share a funny story with you later. But what is one of the most memorable things that marathons or runs that you've participated in that really was like a game changer for you?
well, I running Boston, the Boston Marathon.
Okay.
Yes, and my first marathon was at the Vancouver International Marathon. And little did I know, when I crossed the finish line, someone said to me, "Well, you qualify for Boston." I'm like, "Boston? What's," I didn't know I qualified. So I did, a few years down the road, Tim, in 2005, I competed in the Boston Marathon. And that was a wonderful experience. But I have to say, when I lived in Korea, I taught English over there. I ran, and I think the medal's right there, right behind me.
It just happens to be right there,
I,
like how my Telly Award just happens to be right there.
but it's a good story, because I little did I know I would win the tunnel race, which was the Gangwon-do province in Korea, South Korea. And I won the opening of the tunnel race, or opening of the highway, express highway rather. And that was a really good experience. And the funny story is, I was running like the energy bunny. I'm running. And then I see this helicopter above me, and I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
Then it came low behind me, like right down. And I'm like, what's going on? I thought. And then this runner, he told me, "You're number one." And I go, "What? You're number one female?" I'm like, that's why the helicopter's following me and taking
Oh my
pictures.
gosh.
So I just kept running and running and running. And then when I hit the finish line, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. That was in November 2001. And it was just, little did I know. And that was just a blessing. It was just like, I was, it was just tremendous. So I wanted to share that story.
That is an incredible story. So here you're getting fame and didn't even know that the helicopter is not coming because something's wrong, but because everything's right. So sometimes when the helicopter shows up, it doesn't always mean that it's a tragic situation, but there's some victory for you, right?
Yes, and I just prayed, and I thought, wow, this is such a gift. And so things that you go into, sometimes you don't know. It could just turn out to be a wonderful experience. So just to share with your audience that it was a real fun time, and that's why I have it there. It's a good memory, and it just feels good. So if I'm having a bad day or not so good day, I look at that, and I think, we all can look at our awards. It's more than just, it's not so much about the medal or the award. It's about how you got there.
I love that. That alone is a show right there. It's not about necessarily the outcome of the award or the recognition in itself, but it's just the journey that it took for you to get
Yes.
to where that is now sitting back on is that your left shoulder blade and just bringing back positive memories for you. Whenever you get down and out, you can look back and say, I was first place, helicopter swooping down after that moment in time. And it's something that's going to be something that you'll carry with you for the rest of your journey. And I'm excited about that. Well, I'll tell you, it's a funny, it's not like your story. Mine is more of a real joke, right? Because I was staying, well, my husband and I, we were staying at the time in Chicago at a big hotel. It's a beautiful experience. And we just decided one day we were going to go out and go jogging. Had no idea that when we got out and went around the corner that we would kind of get merged into this marathon that was going on. And so we just went with it and started faking.
That's so much
I'm not a runner at all, right? So I mean, if I'm running, I'm jogging or basic stuff or whatever, but definitely not with the little petite shorts and the tanks with the number and everything. People were really, it was like at least 1,000 or more people out there running with numbers on, and we're like, oh yeah, like we are, and we get close to the finish line, and they're clapping, and they're taking pictures, they're giving us bananas, and we're like, ooh. Whoa, that was a hard run, Forrest, run.
but you run with it, right? You did it and you experienced it.
But
No?
Christine, yes, we did experience it, right? But and we did get some recognition initially. But then after a while, when it was time to get over with the photo shoot and really start going through the interviews, I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous. We really didn't officially run this. We just started maybe like a mile ago around the corner at a hotel. We just happened to just bump into you guys, you know. But I didn't make that a public thing. I just kind of walked away. But it was fun for the moment because I still felt the adrenaline rush, Christine, of people clapping and cheering and celebrating. And it was only like a mile or two accomplishment versus people
Yeah.
that did
And
26 miles.
you know what? It doesn't matter. You're moving, right? And the experience is feeling, and you mentioned you're writing a book. You inspire me because I might be writing a book now because you just brought out something about talking about my experience, which I don't often do, about my running experience in South Korea and Boston and some events that mean the world to me, in other words.
That's right. Well, if they mean the world to you, guess what? The world needs to hear it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
So
Yes.
definitely get those books out. Actually, I've actually either collaboratively written or have written, and I'll share since we're so inspiring you for a second
Yeah.
as my guest. But I'll share a couple of books. This is the most recent book, Rise Up: Women Who Lead
Oh,
Building a
wow.
Legacy, and it's by Dr. Nefertina Serrano, and she's allowed 33 of us as authors to contribute to this best-selling book. It is it's an incredible book sharing with people about how they build a legacy. And I have 3 other books that I've either written. One is
Oh,
Extreme Balance
yeah.
Makeover, how people balance their lives. And this one is Women of War, Peace in the Midst of the Storm. And that's by Dr. Delene Mushilak. And she allowed several of us as authors as well to contribute. And then This Is How I Fight My Battle by Kanisi
Mm.
Taru. And her same thing, she allowed us to contribute to this anthology. And so even the reason I'm sharing that is because even Christine, and this is for all of you all as viewers too, we're just having a conversation and y'all are listening in, but feel free to
Mhm.
join in on the conversation. But even as viewers, if you have something inside of you that is like your story, run with it. You have to get it out, even if it's not a whole book, but it's a chapter in somebody else's book. Just wet your feet and get going so that we can be able to know that we're making an impact on this world. And all of them have some either bestsellers, international bestsellers on Amazon, all kind of different categories that they have maxed out in. And so you
Mhm.
never know what your story is going to do for
Yes, it
the world.
inspires others, right, to, follow their dreams, their passion, and it all starts with an idea, I
Yeah.
believe, and I also think too is that, you know, a negative can turn into a positive, right? I mean, I worked in the print industry for a while and I really enjoyed it. And in sales, and then all of a sudden, I got laid off, and I'm thinking, I was in front of the computer, the laptop one day, and I thought, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Interesting.
And,
And were
and
you even mentally prepared or thinking that you were going to get laid off, or was it like a shock when it happened?
I had a feeling, because of the recession. This was in 2008.
Okay.
But you turn a negative into a positive, and that's how I believe how I am. So I thought, why don't I create a show? And Epiphany was like, I was driven, to do that. And I'm thinking, hey, I have some experience from Rogers TV. And when I worked for CBC as a contract worker, and I thought, why not? And I think some people thought I was, "Ugh, that's just an idea. I'm going crazy. I got to think of some, but I believed in it, and I thought, why not approach someone that I know dearly, Doug Lucas, and I sent a proposal off, and he said to me, well, let's do it. And so it just started from there. And that's why I go back. It's like, no matter what, you take that negative, you put it into a positive, and you move forward. There's always, when one door closes, another door is to be open. It's your attitude and how you're going to do it. And my passion is running, right? So it just started from there, Kim, and then turning into a show.
Yes.
And then I laugh because I'm thinking, how could I do that? And it just, that team, that support network is vital.
That's good. So just hearing that you were getting laid off, sitting at your computer, and then making a conscious decision that I'm not just going to accept defeat and do nothing else in life just because that happened. I'm going to take what I've learned, what I'm passionate about, and turn it into something that's going to be my new career. And then you started pitching it to someone else, and someone like that famous, somebody that level, and they believe in you and support your dream and your goal. And then now it gets wings and you fly. You soar.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And it takes a team. It takes people who believe in you. And I have, my husband is very supportive of what I do. And I think that is so important. You have a team. When I say team, a supportive network, friends, and believing, I believe in God. I believe in me. And I think these are the things that help me through many things. And then I said, it's not glamorous as I thought, at the beginning, well, I'll create a show. Well,
Right.
how do you do that? It's yourself, right? I mean, you have your show live every day, and it's wonderful. Congratulations.
You, Christine. But like you said, it's not all glamorous. There are times when I'm like, okay, Kim, you have to totally transform. And I'm nowhere near that mode. If people could see some of the
Yeah.
stuff, how I look sometimes back, and then my hair is with no chemicals, it's all natural and different. I'm like, oh girl, you can't even remotely let people get like if there was a paparazzi, they'd be putting some horrible shots. You're like, what y'all think y'all see him? Let me show you what Kim be working with sometimes. Because it's not all glitz and glamour, but the point is, I know that every day it's worth it to come out here and to help bring a wonderful guest like yourself, to expose people like you to our viewers so that it can help other people on their journey. Because everything is not so flowery and so, oh, it's so easy. It's just do this or just do a show or it's not as
Yeah.
easy as it appears. So when you come on, and many other guests that have come on, share your advice, your words of wisdom, and your tips, it's like a world of difference for our viewers. It really
Yeah.
does make a difference. So
And
listen, right after this commercial break, I want to find out from you, because I know you're this talk show host now. You two shows. You didn't just tackle one, you tackled two. So I'd like for you to kind of take us back on your journey growing up for a few minutes, to just
yeah.
let us know, what were you like as a child? What were some things that you were passionate about? Did you foresee yourself having a show, or did it just come out of midair? Talk to us about your journey, Christine Blancett, well, I know you're married, but you're Christine, the earlier version of Christine, when we come back. Okay, we'll be right back, everybody.
It's not just another day, it's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield.security.com. Silver Shield Security.
Everyone, and we are back. We're back with Christine. Take us to your younger years, Christine. Tell us about yourself.
Yes, well, I grew up in a small town, Richmond, actually Trumville, which is a village, which is 5 miles from Richmond, the town of Richmond. I
Okay.
grew up on a hobby farm, and we're very fortunate because both my parents, they gave us a pony. We had a pony. I also had a pet pig.
Okay.
So I had everything I wanted as a child. I mean, I loved the pony, and my mom and dad were very giving people. And when I told my dad one day, I said I want to go to college, and he looked at me. I think it was at the dinner table, and he said, "You do?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And I spread my wings from leaving a small town hobby farm to Sherbrooke, which is the college and the university, and I left home. It was really very scary. I felt I was sheltered as a child,
Okay.
and I grew up with, I have 2 brothers and the only girl, middle child, and it was a good experience with growing up on a farm. I learned how to bale hay. I mean,
Oh my
not
goodness.
that strong, but I was always out, helping. We had our chores to do, taking care of the cows and the pony um, and chickens. It was just a really good. When I look back on it, it helped frame me for who I am today. That I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for my parents. My mom has passed away, um, but she taught me. Just to be inspired. I'm inspired by her. She was a very creative person. Um, she did sewing, like she knitted rather, Kim, and she made these little from clothespins, these little chairs, I remember. And she made me a doll one year, and sent it to Kelowna. I was in Kelowna, BC, because I moved away from Quebec in 1989. So it was a great experience, as
Right.
I said, and I go back home and it feels good, it's back to country life, you know.
Yeah.
So here I am in the city, it's just like wow.
So so your childhood was, it was fun, it was safe, it was everything that a child kind of would dream of. Is not any kind of story that I had this happening and that happening, but things that you were really proud of, that you could go back and just remember those were the good old days kind of things for you.
Yes,
That's
yes, and yeah, and I always was a child that wanted to move, like wanted to explore the world. I
hmm,
didn't want to stay in a small town, and it's not because I have friends still there, and it's wonderful. But for me, I had this drive, this goo, this taste. I wanted to leave. I wanted to explore. I wanted to go to school,
yes.
and God, something was inside of me that I wanted to do this. And yeah, growing up wasn't perfect. I got myself into trouble. Like I had cake. I used to eat cake batter. And I wasn't supposed to. I mean, there's stories I could tell you that, but it's overall it was a great good experience. And yeah,
That's good. Now, see, that's the thing with the Kim Jacobs show. We're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. And so every guest that comes on relates to different pockets of viewers. And so I can't have just all, trauma and tragedy, and then not have some beautiful, blissful situations too, where you get in trouble for the cake batter type of thing. So that's the whole beauty of the show being well rounded and well, it's all different types of perspectives. And so as you have now become the host of Run With It. Did you start with Run With It first
Yeah.
or the closing
Yeah,
act? Which one?
the run with that, and that was from my passion of running and health. And then we uh, pitched it rather to Shaw TV. And that's where it aired. It started airing on Shaw TV.
Okay.
Yes, but it took 2 years, 2 years to get off the ground. And that was just like believing. And it was just a lot of thinking. And I prayed and I thought, this is going to happen because I believe in visualization. If you believe in yourself and you picture it, it will come true most times, And I thought, I want this, I want this to air. And it did. And I'm very grateful for, Shaw TV to air it. So from there, and I pitched it to Novice TV, which is TELUS. So I was having that show airing on both channels, him on TELUS and Shaw. And then Shaw, they closed down, generally speaking. And then I still have it aired on Novice and TELUS right now. So
That's excellent. And so you speak about believing it and seeing it and visualizing it. Talk to us more about that because I want people that, regardless of what field they're in or they're interested in, they're pursuing a goal or a dream, but they need to do some of the things you're sharing. Just talk to us about it.
yeah, I believe in writing it down. I believe in visualization, and think it, picture it every day, how you're going to feel when you're sitting in that chair and the cameras come on, light, camera, action, believing you're in that space and that it's meditative, it's and writing it down, picturing it, go for that run or working in the kitchen, baking a cake. I love cakes, by the way. And
Clearly, you got in trouble for that as a child, Christine. Of course, you love cakes. Of course, you love it. You just now, as an adult, you just go and just stick your finger in it all you want.
yeah, so it's believing in that and surrounding yourself with people that believe in you or supportive. You will have, and it happens, that you'll have negativity in your life. What you need to do is just process it, and it's like throw it in the garbage or throw it away and think, okay, I'm going to think positive. And I really believe in that principle. And if you want to get there, surround yourself with positive people. Also, and I also think talk to people that you want to pursue your passion, and I think it starts with an idea. So mine was running. And then from there, little did I know, it would become a show. So the audience listening, whatever your idea is, whatever your concept is, it could be gardening, you love cars, just find out. And you may not have the knowledge, it doesn't matter. You can research it. You can research the idea and just do your research, and it just starts with an idea and go from there.
I love it. We're talking with Christine Blancett, and she's actually a host of 2 different shows and a passionate runner. She's also an enthusiast that deals with music, entertainment, you name it, health, fitness, she does it. And so she actually suggests that we write down our goals, we visualize it every single day. Like not a day go by that you don't visualize yourself being in that thing that you do, and meditate on it. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people. These are tips that our expert today, Christine Blancett, is sharing with us. So when we come back, I want to talk, let's see what direction we want to go in. You have 2 shows. So why not just stop with one and call it a day, max that out? Can you have more than one goal or dream or passion? So when we come back, let's tackle that topic and see what you have to say about it. You got something good to say about it, Christine?
Yes, I sure do. Can't wait.
All right. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
Everyone. We are back. And I do want to share with you all that this evening at 9 o'clock p.m., I will be on with Casey Towns' Night with the Giants. And so there is a link that I'll put here in the comment section for you to register. It's free to register, but if you want to be a part of being in the studio audience with Night with the Giants, that link will be here. And I'm going to briefly, before you answer the question, let me just share this with you all too. If I can show, I think I can show the thing. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to share this with you right quick and see if you can hear his the promo piece.
Welcome to the place where underdogs always expect to win. This is KCTowns.com, and it's with pleasure that I announce the launch of Night with Giants for 2022. I have two incredible guests to kick off our New Year's launch. Dropping by the show, Miss Kim Jacobs, also known as the Balance Doctor. She's bringing a very insightful and very unique business building outlook and strategy to the show. Her mantra is all about pouring into the people and the businesses and helping them develop in all that they do. Do not miss Miss Kim Jacobs. And then I got a very special gentleman. I remember his very humble networking beginnings, but his resume now is incredible. I'll be diving into his story of success with Mr. Hervin Carrillo, multiple business owner and someone that keeps people moving in the area of health and wellness. Let's hear from him now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs. Okay, I'm not going to play all of that, but I just want to let you guys know that we will be on this evening at 9 o'clock p.m., Night with the Giants, and I'll put that link for you to register before the broadcast ends. So, Christine, talk to us and tell us one talk shows, run with it. But no, you are going to run even further and get more talk shows. Run with it and closing act. So talk to us about what made that come about.
Oh, it's like, well, the show has stronger legs now. Run with it. So it's become morphed into fitness entertainment. So I interview celebrities, actors, filmmakers who come on the show and talk about how they stay fit on set. And they talk about their fitness tips, etc., mental health, everything that. So yeah, the show's become fitness entertainment. So I started, and I still do, write a column for the Shipwreck Record, and it's going to tell you how this all started. So I started writing a column on actors who follow a healthy lifestyle. So I would submit that column to the Shipwreck Record every week. And so the producer, True's name at Novice, he was saying, why don't you start a music show, a music entertainment show? And I'm like, oh, maybe I should. And I thought, why not? And then, so that's how it started. I just, I said, I can do that. I can do that. I'm
Easily,
like, I'm
you can do
busy
that.
enough. So it just started from there, and now the closing act is a music now entertainment show. So I interview musicians, Kim, filmmakers. I do, if a movie's coming out, I'll interview the cast. Like yesterday, I had a Zoom interview with the cast from the film Ditched, and then there's it's just been a really wonderful ride. 2 shows. And I've done series like, TV series on like half show, but it's like that energy because I'm so passionate about what I do that it's not really work. It's just something I really enjoy.
Interesting. When you say passionate, so it doesn't feel like work, so it's just something that you do, what advice would you give people that are trying to pursue their passions and they want it to be more like an enjoyable experience, an enjoyable journey, not drudgery? And this is my passion. This is what I have. Oh, I got to get ready to go get in this seat for the show. That defeats the whole purpose, because then that's stressful, So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I feel if you follow your passion, it's not so much work. Now, when you have days that are not so great, I always say, hey, I have something that I enjoy doing. What am I griping about? Why am I having, come on, snap out of it. This is something you can do and help others. It's about helping others, inspiring others. The show is not my shows. It's about everyone who wants to come in and learn something. I'm the messenger, and that's what I do. And I'll take it as far as I can. And I want to help others, and having people on the show to tell how their story began, like on your show. And and Kim, you love what you do. So when you're having a not so good day, you just have to look and say, hey, you know what? I'm blessed. This is what I do.
Yes, it's what I desired to do, knowing that if God had put in my spirit that I would be impacting the masses in some regard. I just didn't know exactly how that would happen. But along the journey, well, you guys can check it out tonight if you want to hear my story. That's what I'll tell you, because tonight I'll be on Casey Towns Night with the Giants. And so even if you're watching this as a replay or as a repeat, definitely go back and check out my story when I'm being interviewed by Casey Towns on Night with the Giants. But yeah, I love what I do. I love it. And there are times that I don't want to always get up with a hip, hip, hooray motivation to do it. But at the end of the day, I believe it's going to be helping people, and it's going to make a difference in the lives of those that do tune in. So it is my honor to do it and my privilege. It really is. Yeah. And actually, you know what, Christine, I'll tell you, today I got a call from one of my relatives, and he said, I just want you to know that you really do inspire me. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, but you really make a difference in my life. And to hear that from one of my younger family members, I never even knew that. So it was just so inspiring to receive that call today.
Yes. And sometimes silence is golden. It's like when no one's saying anything, you must be doing it right. It's nice to get the feedback, as you said, and you feel like, be plugging away on the computer, doing so a lot. And, whether it's putting the show together or two shows together and having that team, it's like, you have to have a great team and network behind you who believes in what you're doing. They're on the same page, and treat people well. I think treat people the way you like to be treated. If, I don't believe in everyone contributes to the show. Just because I'm in front of the camera or doesn't mean I can't do it all. I just can't.
Right. That's right. I'm actually here on your page, so I'm going to share with everyone. Let me go over here. I want to share with everyone what I'm looking at, because you definitely want to stay connected with Christine Blancett. She's a woman of many different talents and different hats. And so I came here, your TV host, producer, Run With It, the closing act, all of your social media handlers. And where was that picture taken, by the way? I love that picture.
You know what? A little bit of help from my web designer, Petra. She put it together, my website. And this is Paris, I believe.
Oh my gosh. That is beautiful.
And the coat is from Mallory's. They're my clothing sponsor. And I'm just very thankful for my team. They believe in what I'm doing, my project.
That is awesome. Awesome. So it's different things that you'll be able to learn about here on her website, christineruns.com. And so it's actually, no, I thought it was something else. But anyway, let's see. I see here all different things that you're going to be able to find out. This is you in your run mode. See, that's what I'm saying. I did not look like this. Create balance. Yeah, I was not looking like this when I was running in Chicago. And they were so baffled. They were like, how is this woman able to run this 26 miles? I was like, yeah, so motivated. But I didn't look like that, that's for sure. But I love everything that I'm learning about you and the tips that you're sharing here today as well. But people can, just by going right to the actual website, you will be able to just click on both of her podcasts, her talk show, and learn more about all of the programming. And I went through and listened to some of the broadcasts, and they're phenomenal. So thank you so much for sharing this with us today. So what other advice do you have, Christine, for people that's launching out in the deep? Because you actually were laid off. So that's why you actually talk about that openly. So you were laid off from your job, but there are other people that are contemplating walking away from their job. What advice do you have for those kind of situations? Do you recommend that or not really?
Well, I think too is that, you know, you can do what you're doing, but also have it on the sidelines. Have it on the sidelines, something, because that's what I did when I was working in the print industry. I still write and I love writing. Um, I was writing a column when I was in sales. So that
Okay.
was on the sidelines, and then it blossomed. So I'm still writing a column. And that's my advice. Is like, do it on the side. Go to school, nighttime, which I did. Have that column, which I did, and don't give up on the goal. It's like a dangling carrot. Keep going, and you will have like some obstacles, but I believe if you want it, it will happen. You got to go back to being visualize it, but also too, it's a lot of hard work. When people will say, well, you know, you can create a show, there's no question, but it's not as easy as maybe sometimes like I thought. It's not. You have to have a lot of production behind you. There is sponsorships, there's partnerships, and I also want to say is align yourself with the brands that align with you. It's so
That's
important.
really important.
You want to have people who are going to be aligned the same with you, and I think you want the target audience. Who is your audience? Who is your audience? And then once you have that, you can have your show online or on broadcast, which I have both. And yeah, I think that is the most important thing. And just don't worry so much about not having so many viewers. It'll come. It'll come.
It
One
always.
viewer at a time. It's like running one step at a time. Like you said, you were in there. Hey, you just keep going. It's
So don't worry about viewers. If you're looking and you're interested in creating your own show, the viewership comes as time goes on, and it will come, but just keep moving in the
yeah.
direction that you need to. And it works out lovely. And so I'm trying to make sure I capture a lot of what you're saying, but you're saying if you have a job, I think we captured that already, to make sure that you just continue to do something on the side. Your passion, you can have your passion on the side. Make sure you write your goals and your dreams down, that you meditate and you surround yourself with positive people. These all do your passion as a side type of gig, not taking away from your job and taking the time that you're supposed to be working. Don't do that. Do your job, give Caesar what's due to Caesar, but then in extra time when you're off work, you clocked out or whatever, then carve out some time that's going to be for you and your dream and your goal. So I love that advice. Love it. And so
Thank
we're
you.
talking with Christine Blancett, and am I saying your last name correct? Blancett.
Blancett, yes, that's good.
Blancett. See, you should have, girl. I didn't say it in the with the y'all. Let me correct myself so I can say it in the right the way your tongue's
Blancett. It's Blancett. And another thing too is be fearless. I think when I said at the very beginning of your show, I'd rather fail than not try. And I think don't, just because I knock on doors, like I'm not afraid. I'd rather someone just say no. And I think when someone says no to you the first time, doesn't mean they're going to say no down 6 months down the road.
That's right.
Keep and be open. Just be open and open to the idea, and always improve what you're doing. Always improve the show. Now the show may not. When I started pilot, it was pilot. It wasn't. It then you start, working and improving the show. I'm never satisfied. I always keep improving, and I also think building your network. And I feel too that, sometimes people are on your train. I call it a train ride. You can't always have the same people. They get off the train, you go further, you meet other people. I believe in that.
Good. These are great tips, y'all. I'm just typing away at everything that you're sharing. So be fearless, I would rather feel, I think we must be twins because everything that you're saying, I feel the same way, which is
Awesome.
I will take a no any day because eventually there's going to be a yes. And it does not hurt my feelings one way or the other if it's a no because it's just not the right time at that right moment, whatever. And it's perfectly fine. But being fearless is something I totally embrace and support. And also always improve and build your network, Christine is saying. I see you, Dr. Lotus Rashay is on. She said another great show. And
Oh,
definitely Christine and Dr. Lotus Rashay, you all connect as well because she is a global talk show host as well. She has a show
wonderful.
called the Lotus Rashay Ignites show, and she also has News You Can Use. She has a lot of different
Oh my
shows.
goodness.
Uh, she's phenomenal, phenomenal. So you want to connect
Inspiring.
with each other.
It's so inspiring. I feel like you learn something every day. Every day you learn something. I've learned so much from you already, and I can't wait to have you on my show.
I'm looking forward to it. You learn something new every day, and we can learn something from all of the people that we interact with. So we should not be like, well, I can't learn anything from him or I can't learn anything from her. There is something to learn from every single person we encounter. So it may be something that you can apply to your life, or it may be something that is like, that's not what I want to do in my life because what they're doing is just not what I'm interested in having happen to me. And that's a learning experience as well. So either way, you're learning something. So yes, Dr. Rashay says a no can turn into a yes, but you will never know unless you
Yeah,
ask.
love it. Just love it. And thank you. Because I also too listening to your guests, you learn so much. Like it's and I feel like everybody that I meet, and I've become, I don't know if well-rounded. I just, we're always improving.
Right. I agree with you. Right after this break, which we're going to talk about with our talk about two more of our episode sponsors, then we're going to hear from our virtual studio audience. Go ahead and just flood your comments in, your questions, your thoughts. We're going to do a flash round, and I'll go back to the top and see what some of the comments are. If you have specific questions, go ahead and type your questions now. Let our expert, Christine Blancett, see? You see how I said it now, Christine?
You said it well. I mean, it's fine.
But if your name has that exotic flair to it, the person has to say it right. You can't just say Christine Blancett. You're like, no, it's Blancett.
Blancett.
She's like, she's never going to get it right. I'm trying to help this young woman.
No,
Listen, we're having a great conversation. You guys are simply in the virtual studio audience listening in, and you're getting a chance to come on. You can click on this link. I'll put the link right in the comment section. If you want to join us on the broadcast for the last few minutes here, ask a head-to-head question. Make sure you take advantage of that as well. And I do want you to stay connected with Christine. And the way to do that is just simply going to her website. You can learn about both of her podcasts and both of her shows that she has spearheaded, produced, worked collaboratively with some phenomenal people to make sure she gets some great information out to you. Christine Blancett, runwithit.ca. Runwithit.ca. And that's for the podcast listeners too. So you don't, because you may not be seeing that, you obviously aren't seeing the screen. So runwithit.ca is her website. All right. So listen, if you are in need of some type of funeral home care, because with over 800 some thousand people passing with COVID related complications alone, realistically, we do have the need to have some funeral home care taken care of. Well, this funeral home, Lamb Funeral Home, is located in the Concord, North Carolina area. They're a funeral home with a truly caring atmosphere, and they have over 28 years of experience. Mr. Terry Lamb, who's the owner, is also a veteran. That's an important point because if you are an adult dependent child or you are a spouse of a veteran, you need to know what is available to you. You can give them a call at 704-782-3011. Even though they're in Concord, North Carolina, they're certified in all 50 states. So give them a call and let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. All right. So Christine. I think we've been having a great time and I'm
Yes.
excited. Let me also let everybody also know that coming up on this Friday, I don't know if I share with you guys. I think I showed y'all this book here, Rise Up Women Who Lead Building a Legacy, which you can get a copy of it at KimJacobsShow.com. KimJacobsShow.com. I have a case of them ready to ship. So get your copy today. Did you not order the book yet? If you didn't, I don't know
No,
why not. But not
no.
you, Christine.
I-
Not you, Christine. Christine, like, oh, she put me on the spot. Not you. You being
I should
universal.
order one. I should.
Christine's like, not you for real. Not you, Christine. You mean the general public. If you haven't gotten your copy, you can get it at KimJacobsShow.com. But the reason I wanted to share this with you guys about the book, because this is women that's sharing their legacy. They're sharing words of wisdom on how they are going to leave a legacy on this earth. And they are dropping some serious knowledge in there, right? But what I want to invite you to is our launch party. Our launch party is going to be this Friday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is going to be off the chain, y'all. So make sure that you are in your virtual seats. I'm putting the link here so you can go ahead and register. Make sure you go on the Zoom and put your information or whatever it is free and register for the virtual launch party this Friday. And Dr. Nefertina Serrano is the spearheader of this project. And there are 33 authors in this book. You in for a treat. These are phenomenal people. So virtual launch party of Rise Up, Women Who Lead, Building a Legacy. I'm putting that up there for you. And we're going to go to our virtual studio audience comments. So let's get ready to do that. If you type your comments, we'll be coming to them in 1 second. Okay, legacy. Let's put that. And that's there for you guys. I'll pop it up for you. Go ahead and register. It's this Friday, January. I'm not going to say the date because my show airs different times on different platforms. So I don't want to date stamp it. But anyway, virtual launch party is coming up. That's the link. It's a bit.ly link for those that are the audio podcast listeners, bit.ly/Rise Up Book Party. Okay, Rise Up Book Party. Let's go to our virtual studio audience comments and see who said what. How are you? Pastor Angeline Hill. She is also a talk show host, another great host.
I love it.
Sip and Chat is what her show is called. Sip and Chat.
Hi. Oh my goodness. How are you?
Kimberly Fowler said, good morning. Looking forward to this discussion. This was early on. Thank you for being on. I see you, Veronica Harris, and she has a travel agency that she helps book land and sea packages for people. My mom is on. She said, good morning, ladies. I'm watching this good show.
That's great.
Let's see. Peggy Ford said, hello. Hello to you, Peggy. Thank you for being in the audience today. Let's see. Other people that have had any comments, all kinds of tips. If you've missed anything that's been shared today, go back and watch all of this episode because Christine has shared some significant tips with us today. Lotus Roche said, another great show. A no can turn into a yes, but you never know unless you ask. Yes, I love you, Lotus Roche, as well. Let's see. Veronica says, I love her tips. You must still keep your passion to the side and make time for it when you're doing what you have to do. Talking about when you're working a job is what she's talking about. So that's good advice. Very good. Let's share this awesome broadcast. Your groups and friends need this great information. Yes, they do. Thank you, Dr. Roche. Oh, she says she just shared it to Japan, Singapore, the Philippines, and various groups in the United States. And you can share it too. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, it will be great. Yes, it will. Having her on your show will be great, is what she's saying. So you're going to be booked on another show. All right. My mom said, Kim, thank you for my book, Rise Up. It's very interesting book about women building a legacy. Thank you, Mom, for the endorsement. Mother Julia Harper, and she recently celebrated her birthday as well. And so happy to celebrate her, as you all know we did. But very inspiring, she said. This is very inspiring. All right. Christine, you shared some awesome tips, my mom said. Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
So, what else do you do for fun outside of running and entertaining and being a host of 2 shows and all of these hats that you wear? What else do you do in your life?
Well, I mean, I love writing. I mean, I write a column and I like watching movies. Something that is impactful. I like music. I love music. I feel it's music to the soul. It makes me feel good. I think we need music in our lives. And you know what? When I'm not running, I like to walk. I feel when you're out in nature, this is when you get your creative ideas started. Writing a lead to a paragraph or a story, or coming up with an intro for your next guest. And I feel being out, they call it forest bathing. So being out there walking and just enjoying the moment, being present, I think is so important. So I find that I'm still working on that, being present, because I'll be thinking, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. But I think just being present and thinking, enjoying every moment and going. And that's what helps me. It's getting outdoors, getting my vitamin D rather. I take vitamin C,
Right,
but,
right.
but yes.
That's good. And tell us about your family, because we didn't get to talk a lot about your family.
Well, my family, my mom passed, my dad
Oh,
is in Quebec. My 2 brothers are in Quebec. Everybody's there except me. I'm here in Vancouver. And I text my dad every day, and I haven't been home. Well, I was home not long ago, well, before the pandemic, during, before that, I should say. But I mean, it just always feels good to be home, where I can just rest, and that's hard to do for me because there's so much going on. I'll bring work with me, and
yes.
and I
And
love.
yeah, and I see all kinds of pictures on your Facebook, but I didn't put any of them up because I don't know who all of the people are, but I know that you have a very active life. And I'm assuming a lot of these people are some of the people that are from your shows and episodes and running mates and different things, because you just seem like you're very, very involved in a lot of different aspects of life. But most importantly, you say take care of yourself. And that
Yeah.
seems to be a mantra that you've shared throughout today's episode. So, as you kind of share some closing comments and things with everyone, I want you to get in your mind's eye what those words would be. We're going to go back here to a few more virtual studio audience comments, and then we're going to hear your closing comment. Miss Christine, great information, and thank you so much for sharing. One question is, how is the weather in Vancouver? Somebody wants to know, Dr. Richey.
Yes, well, it's nice. It's actually, raining. We had a bunch of snow, I was saying earlier, but it's really, it's nice. You don't have to wear like a rain jacket, you know.
Okay.
Before I was wearing my winter coat for minus 25 degrees. But yeah, it's really nice.
Interesting. And so, from a conditioning perspective, because when I think about running, I think about dreams and goals too, and how they can kind of work synergistically. So, what are some of the things that you do to prepare for a race, like you do preparing for your show or preparing to meet your goals and your dreams or writing your new book?
Yes. Oh yeah, I will. Well, yeah, I will. You inspire me. And I just think having a plan, a plan of action, it's every day I write things down and I say, okay, I'm going to go for my run, maybe around 2, because in this business, you could have all your ducks in a row, but they're not always going to be. Something happens. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. And I feel that running has helped me in so many ways to be disciplined. And it doesn't matter if it could be gardening, swimming, whatever it is, but it's helped me running, as I said. It gives me the discipline to
That's good.
just to move around. Okay, I can do this, I can do that. Okay, I'll just move it around, and it works.
That's
Um,
good. That's really, really good. I think that's just a plan of action. Keep it simple and just making sure that we know that we're going to be putting this thing into motion and that something's going to happen as a result of the work that you put into it. So I love this. All of our episode sponsors are being flashed across the screen again today. We had Snow Legal, and so you can reach them at 704-358-0026. Lamb Funeral Home, 704-782-3011. And attorney Everidge and Hunter, they are disability and injury attorneys, but if you've been denied a claim with disability, don't count it out until you reach out to them at 704-377-9157. Silver Shield Security, state of the art. Literally, if you're in the North Carolina, South Carolina area, definitely give them a call, and it's 704-440-4688. If you haven't subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show yet, I can imagine that you haven't, but if you haven't, take a moment on our YouTube channel and subscribe and turn that notification bell to all. And many people do ask, how do we keep the program? Christine, this is a question that people often want to know. How do we keep the program going daily at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time? This is the way that we do it, by having community members pour into the broadcast and allow us to be able to keep the production going. And so you can Cash App $Kim Jacobs Inc., PayPal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. Venmo is at the Kim Jacobs Show. And you can even become a Patreon member, which is I think it's like $12 or something per month, and you get unlocked unique content. So you can go to patreon.com/the Kim Jacobs Show. And if you ever want to start your own show from scratch, please know that we do offer consulting, and I work with you one-on-one for 6 consecutive weeks. You can go to KimJacobsConsulting.com to either start your own show or to even learn how to operate this platform that you're currently watching this broadcast on. And I do a training on that. Our program, we offer a training on that, one-on-one training at KimJacobsConsulting.com. So what's your closing thought, Christine?
Never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up, just keep going.
Never give up. And from a runner, just keep going. And the interesting part is, can't that be in your book title?
Oh my goodness.
I just wanted to drop that in there.
Yes.
Might as well give you, like Dr. Roche says, some secret sauce that you can start marinating and working with. Never give up. Just keep going. Just keep running.
Yes. Running through life,
Run with it. I'm just going to keep on putting stuff that could be just triggers for you. How many of us want Christine to write a book? Yes, type hashtag Christine Blancett or write the book or something. Hashtag anything. Because we want to make sure that she writes that book.
Yes.
In case you go back later and watch it, here's a memory jogger for you. Never give up. Just keep going. Just keep running. Run with it. We heard it right here on the Kim Jacobs Show from Christine Blancett.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Oh, it's so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you for being an outstanding guest. Thank you all for being a wonderful virtual studio audience. And I will put up this information too, just so you all know that we do have tomorrow another guest that's going to be outstanding. They're going to be talking about the loss of their child. And Victor and Rose Slade will be here to talk about their journey after their teenage son passed away. It's going to be an endearing, heartwarming episode, and you don't want to miss it. So please make sure that you are in your virtual seats on tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I already told you guys that we're having the whole launch party. And so the way to register for that is to make sure that you just go to the online registration. You can screenshot it. Let me change the background for you guys for a second. So you can screenshot it and know exactly how to either see it live on Facebook, on Zoom, or you can register at Eventbrite, and the information is in your link. And you don't want to miss that. That's going to be Friday at 9 o'clock p.m. And tonight at 9 o'clock p.m., I also told you all that I will be on Night with the Giants. So we have some great things happening, and I don't want you to miss any of it. Let me see. Let me put you back over here because I think we are getting ready to end today's broadcast. But does anybody have any last question, comment, thought, anything that you need me to address before we get ready to get off? All right. And this is the final thing I'll tell you. Protect your families ages 0 to 85, regardless of health conditions. You can scan this QR code. Getinsured.solutions is our final episode sponsor. Final expense, permanent whole life insurance, where you can leave a legacy and change the world. It also allows you to donate to charitable contributions and to tax-exempt organizations. Go to Getinsured.solutions. And you don't want to miss the opportunity to protect your family and have something to carry on the family legacy after someone does pass away. All right, Christine, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. It went by so fast.
I told you the hour goes so quick, right? And
Yes.
you dropped like 1,000 tips, but the time just goes, anyway, it's over, right? So stay backstage. I'll talk with you for a quick second as soon as we end. And everyone, I hope you guys have a great, yes, Mom, thank you so much. My mom's like, I'm going to support my daughter and put Christine Blancett. I'm going to hashtag it as well. And let's get that trending today. Everybody have a great rest of your day. And I will see you all tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show. Bye-bye, Christine Blancett. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.